Hey, thanks for checking out this video today where we are going to be talking about language and the energy of the language that we use as empaths and sensitives. Now, if we haven't met each other yet, thanks for checking out this video. And my name is Michelle, and I have the Soul Translator as well as Sensate Soul. And it is my total passion and pleasure to be working with empaths and sensitives and empathic entrepreneurs to help elevate empathy and bring about mindset shifts around the superpower of sensitivity, and as well then how we can translate that and empower ourselves as empaths and sensitives in our lives and also in our livelihoods. So, like I mentioned, this video we're going to be talking about the power of our language. This is one of my favorite topics because if we don't know each other yet, you may not know, but I am like a total wordy. Absolutely love playing with words, making up new ones, being really inquisitive about the etymology or the background of words, because words to me and to all of us, I believe, they are like little energy channels themselves. It's how we create meaning. It's how we communicate and share ourselves when we're not, speaking, when it's not about emotions and energy. Our voice and how we speak to ourselves and also to others, and about ourselves and also about others. I probably don't need to go on and on about it because the way we speak are really strong indications or really clear ways of communicating and making an impression of who we are. And of course, yes, there's times when we're just kind of like, we don't really know how to use our words well, especially sometimes when you're in front of a camera. But there's an incredible power to language, and it's how we share who we are. And words themselves are like medicine. I totally believe this because how we use our words, it creates a certain frequency and vibration of experience. Whether we are being like you're watching this video right now, you're getting a sense of who I am through my words, through the words I choose, and the way that I string them together gives you a sense of who is this gal Michelle and what is she all about? And do I like her? Do I get a sense of, does she make sense to me? So there's language is amazing. Now, here's the other side of this for empaths and sensitives. So really for everybody, but I want to address this thing about, and if you know me yet, I've got a really big beef around how people can talk about working with energy and how empaths talk about absorbing energy from others. This is one of my biggest empowered empath kind of like battle cries. Because you think about the word itself, where you absorb somebody else's energy. It's like, hello, you just totally lost yourself and you set yourself up for a weakened and also a lost sense of self. Because if you get absorbed or if you are absorbing, where'd you go, right? It's like, and then we complain then, or we feel like we've lost ourselves and we're trying to get back to ourselves, but we've got to watch our language in the first place. So I've got other videos on this, but the word absorbing, that is a really, can be even tragic kind of mindset that empaths and sensitives can get stuck in. Please change that language. You are not here to absorb anybody's energy. You are here to sense it, to perceive it. And then if you feel up to it, you can then do and relate to it in certain ways that are really healthy for yourself and the other person. Empathy is, as I call it, it's compassion in action. It's the energetic vibe of compassion and of intimate, like love. It really is. So that's a really powerful place to work with empathy, not as somebody who just absorbs all of the energies and emotions of others. All right, I'll get off my soapbox on that one. But the next word is really like, I can't believe how much I've been seeing this lately. People talking about consuming negative energy. God, it just freaks me out when I hear people say that, or when I see that in social media posts, and when I hear clients say that as well. Think about that, how you're setting yourself up with the word that you, if you do say that you say you consume negative energy. That is literally telling your energy system that you intake, digest, and then it becomes something, that then feeds your cells, your blood, your bones. No, please be very careful to use any sort of word that has to do with taking something on and it becoming you. So there are many other words that we can work with in a more positive manner. And the third one might be a little bit challenging, and that is overwhelm. We all have times where we feel incredibly overwhelmed by life and things that are going on in our personal worlds. And for empaths, feeling the energetic inner worlds of other beings can definitely add on to our sense of, oh my gosh, it's just all a little bit too much. And I believe me, I know that one, I've lived that one, I get it, and I still have, of course, times where it is just like, you just really want to check out and lay on the couch and, Netflix binge, or, go into a room and scream because there's just so much pent up in you. So overwhelm is definitely a state, an energetic state that we all can get into. But I want to challenge you a little bit on this, because what I find, and this is like a flip reframe, this is also a mindset shift. What I find as an empath and sensitive in the world is that I am, it's hard to say, but I'm going to say it, I am often a little underwhelmed by the levels of covering up and the facades and all of the stuff that we do to not show our true self. And sometimes I really feel like I'm underwhelmed by the sense of the world being a safe place for us to share our emotions and share, real raw feelings and vulnerability and all of those things more, because often the overwhelm, in my opinion and experience, comes from, yes, there's justified times where we are just totally freaking overwhelmed. And then there's a lot of other times where we're overwhelmed because we haven't been letting ourselves feel. We haven't been taking those risks to share something, to do something, to take action on something, to create something. It's like, it's not as much maybe a sense of overwhelm and taking on other people's energies. Taking on, that's a whole nother one, but that'll be for another video. But it's actually because there hasn't been a release valve, because the energy and the emotions are all getting stuck and they're swirling around. And a good healthy cry, a good healthy, something that can release the energy out of the throat chakra, a good walk in nature, tree hugging, taking some time to ground and to breathe. Please hear that I'm not saying overwhelm isn't a true feeling for you, and it is for me sometimes. But often my overwhelm, and as I see in my work, comes from a sense because I haven't released, I haven't let myself feel. And like I said, the energies are just swirling around and I can't make sense of anything, because it's like I'm in a shitstorm, tornado whirly, the tornado clouds of energy, and I can't make sense of anything because it's all spinning too fast. That is an overwhelming energetic state. And it's usually because I need to take care of myself and release some of the pent-up energy versus collapse in it. And then the underwhelm part of it may sound a little bit harsh, but you also may really relate to that and feel like, wow, I am sometimes underwhelmed by how little people are really letting themselves be emotionally seen and are fronting or trying to save face and be all ego aligned. And that can feel, maybe it's just me, but sometimes that can feel underwhelming because we can feel the possibility of connection and of empathic witnessing and seeing and feeling each other in our true humanity, in the stuff that really happens, where if we let ourselves pull down some of the masks and let ourselves in safe places, in safe relationships, of course, that's a whole nother discernment, but in letting ourselves really see ourselves and express and be seen, and letting those emotions flow. To be emotional, the word is emote, means in Latin to flow. So I do believe we need to be crying more, feeling more, letting more energy out, sharing more of those vulnerable places. So I'm offering this different perspective on overwhelm because it can be really disempowering to feed the overwhelm, saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm helpless, there's nothing I can do. When actually, those are the times where we need to tend to ourselves, to our own energetic and emotional systems, to our own souls, and take the time and do whatever we need to do to get back into a place where the energy has gotten recalibrated because we've let some of it out, or we've let some of it settle down, or we've acknowledged the places that we want to have more emotional expression in our own lives, as well as in whatever, in our relationships and the work that we do, because maybe there's a sense of being kind of underwhelmed and disconnected from things. And maybe that might be truer than a feeling of I'm just really overwhelmed by it all. So I hope you can hear that in the nature that I'm sharing it with, that it's really about empowering you to be your beautiful, empathic, emotional, energetic self in your life and in your work and in your relationships, and to really listen to that soul language. Okay, so thanks so much for listening, and if you have liked what you have heard here on this video today, please do give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel or leave me a comment, because I'd love to hear how you approach your feelings of overwhelm and maybe even this topic of being underwhelmed sometimes. And also, if you'd like to stay connected and receive things that I share only through private emails to my community, please do find me over at The Soul Translator as well as Sensate Soul. All right, take great care. I'll see you in the next video. So much love.